Hello! We are back to tell you all about Nintendo Live 2023 in Seattle, which Nintendo just announced this morning.
Big news this morning out of Nintendo Live. We've been talking about Nintendo Live on our podcast for a while because we've actually been to a Nintendo Live event. We went to the Kyoto installment in the fall of 2019.
Yes.
So it's been a while, but I think this is something that Nintendo's been thinking about expanding into other markets. It was an amazing event that we went to, really a celebration of all things Nintendo, more than just games, of tournaments, stage presentations, music, all of the above. So this is going to be a major addition to what Nintendo's doing in North America.
I think so too, and I think this is probably going to be the first of many annual Nintendo Live events. Definitely one that we know we've been telling people to pay attention to, and it's great to see that it's finally coming to North America. It's exciting.
Yeah, and when we did those episodes of our podcast about Nintendo Live, I think a lot of people were still not aware of what this is, or they hadn't heard of it. So we're going to kind of take you through what Nintendo's announced and tell you what to expect, and tell you what else they might be talking about in the future. Because again, we're pretty familiar with this, and I think we have a good handle on what might be coming next.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so some very general details they announced. Nintendo Live 2023 happening in Seattle, Washington, which is, of course, where the Nintendo of America headquarters are located, in September. We are thinking that the timing of this is probably going to be over Labor Day weekend. It might overlap with PAX West, so we'll see how that goes. But it's happening right in their backyard, which is great.
Yeah, it's definitely an event that I think Nintendo expects people to want to travel to. Seattle would not have been my first choice for a big, metropolitan area to have this big event in sort of a hub city, but it is in Nintendo's backyard, and we understand how complex and big this event is. So I think from that perspective, doing it the first time, I can understand why they would want to play it a little bit safe and do it where they can get as much support as possible. And yeah, I think the Labor Day timing makes a lot of sense. It's a long weekend, so more people can come, more people might have time to go. And when we went to the event in Japan, it was really a big family event. So multiple generations from very young to very old. And, doing it at a time where there's time for kids to be away from school or families to make a trip makes a lot of sense here.
Yeah, and just to compare this to the event that we went to, that event did take place in Kyoto, which is, of course, where Nintendo Global headquarters are located. So it was in their backyard. So it makes sense for this to take place, at least the first one, to take place in Seattle for the first Nintendo Live in the West.
If it happens that Labor Day weekend, that would probably overlap with PAX West, which will be interesting because Nintendo has always supported PAX West very strongly.
Yeah.
It may mean they're either pulling out or having a very small presence.
Yeah.
Because this is really an all hands on deck kind of project.
This is going to be a lot of work for them. So they're going to need all of their fantastic event staff that usually does these big booths at PAX West or at these trade shows to be very focused on Nintendo Live. So we'll see what that means for Nintendo at PAX West. But the other thing you were saying that was a huge deal for the Kyoto Nintendo Live that we went to, that was like the forefront thing that Nintendo was really focused on, was this all ages. It's for the entire family, and that was really like something that was realized at the Nintendo Kyoto event. When we were there, we just saw like tons of generations, from like the youngest kid to like the grandpa, all together having great time at the Nintendo Live event in Kyoto. The first thing on this website I'm reading says, an all ages celebration of Nintendo fun. So I can see that spirit of this multi-generational, for all ages, good old Nintendo time is very forefront for this Nintendo Live event as well.
Yeah, I think this North American event will have a slightly different audience, no matter how much they want it to be families. Gamers are the people who are going to want to go and are really going to flock to this. But I think you will see this very consistently, and everything they say is like, bring the whole family, bring grandma.
Yeah, they want grandma to come bad.
Right. So there's 4 things on the site that they're calling out as things that you can do: games, live stage, photo ops, and tournaments. So I thought we just go point by point and talk about what you can expect. So why don't we start with games?
Yeah. So obviously they're going to have playable games there. This is leading up from the standpoint of timing. This is happening in September, so leading right into the holiday time frame where they need your money to buy all these games. So they're going to be showing you those games that are coming out in the holiday time, or even games that have just come out, whether in the summer or earlier this year, and they'll have demos of that for you to play. Very similar to any sort of Nintendo booth that you would see at a PAX West or any sort of gaming convention. When we were there, they had sort of like little vignettes for different games. So they had a huge Animal Crossing section because that was the game that we were marketing at the time, New Horizons. Huge area for Pokemon, just a lot of, huge Splatoon area. So a lot of Nintendo games were showcased in really fun ways there.
Yeah, and there was definitely a big games presence, but one thing that stood out to me from the Kyoto event was that was not the main focus of the event. Like, yes, you could come and play games, but these other 3 things were equally prioritized as well.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Live stage.
Yeah, so this is really interesting.
This is what I think people are going to get the most excited about.
Yeah, this one, now you might think a live stage means that Nintendo's putting on a show for you. No. They might have some that they're hosting, but they want you. And it says right here, bring your energy and enjoy live stage performances and thrilling competitions and more. They had people, like actual fans, like it was like a talent show.
They had a talent show was one thing, yeah.
Get on stage to do stuff. And people did all sorts of stuff. It was like really wild to see. They did have some, celebrities that were doing stuff, gameplay for them on their YouTube channel. Like there are 2 comedians in Japan that were really famous, get on the live stage to do some live stage performances. I wonder if they'll have some sort of equivalent here for the North American audience. But the live stage was really interesting and really fun. And I love the talent show, so I hope they do that again.
I think something else that would be a slam dunk for them to do, and I'd be surprised if they didn't, is the Squid Sisters concert.
Oh, man.
The musical component of the stage is a big deal.
Yeah.
And that was a really amazing concert to see when they did it at the Nintendo Live that we went to.
For sure.
It's a big undertaking, though.
Yeah.
So you really do need a large-scale event like this with a big built-in audience to make it make sense. But that's what this is, so I think they need to do it.
Yeah, especially if they're going to be talking more about Splatoon in the summertime, if there's the DLCs coming out, so that could be a huge opportunity for more Splatoon goodness. And by the way, that concert is the loudest concert you ever go to in your entire life, like louder than any Metallica concert, so bring your earplugs.
Right. But it's also an opportunity for other partners they have to come up and showcase, like, hey, so-and-so from Lego's here to show you the latest Lego sets. Like, I think it's just going to be a revolving door.
Yeah, they could do like all day performances.
Right, Nintendo, partners, music, fan stuff, all of the above.
Yeah.
Photo ops. So it says, take a share-worthy picture with some of your favorite Nintendo characters. Check out sculptures that bring in-game worlds to the real world. So, we've seen the, Link, Tears of the Kingdom statue that gets taken around. Nintendo has all these great mascot characters. I'm sure they will be building out some new stuff that is just for this that we haven't seen before. So, yeah, they think they want to make it feel as themed Nintendo as they can. So I think they'll go pretty far out with this.
We'll say the Animal Crossing area photo op when we went to the Kyoto Nintendo Live event was top notch. We have some great photos from that event, and Nintendo knows how to make a good photo op. That events team is very, very good at that. So that's exciting. That's always fun,
And the last thing here is tournaments, and Nintendo of America has a dedicated team managing competitive gameplay, so no doubt there will be Smash tournaments, Splatoon tournaments,
Mario
maybe some
Kart,
other stuff that you aren't expecting that they're throwing in there.
Yeah.
That helps to fill out the stage that they're doing, gives them content to live stream if they happen to be live streaming the event. That's something that they've done in Japan in the past. So I don't think this will be too far out of the formula from what they've done in the past, but they will make it feel like it's a big event.
I'm sure they'll have their normal casters out there. Call Jordan.
Yeah.
Call Ashley. Get over here.
Right. So the site ends with saying more information coming soon. So what is the information that we still need to get on this? Well, I think one thing they have not answered is how do you actually go?
Right. Yeah. tickets,
right.
Is it how much is it going to cost? All those basic details of how to get to an event. The final dates, obviously, would people would need to know that to plan a trip.
Yeah, I'm curious about the capacity for this because, again, they obviously want to have enough space for more than just the dedicated diehard video game fans to come. So hopefully they've picked a venue that is big enough to accommodate a lot of people. I think Nintendo really views this as a marketing opportunity more than a money-making opportunity.
Absolutely.
So the tickets should be very
reasonable,
inexpensive, if not even free. I wouldn't rule that out and say it's free and just come.
I doubt that it's going to be free, but we'll see.
Yeah,
how much did Nintendo Live in Kyoto cost? That was
I don't
not
remember.
A free
we
event.
went for free. We were
obviously
guests.
We were not paying
right.
Nintendo, but that just was not a free event. The other thing is, how many days will this event be? Like the Nintendo Live event was over a course of 3 days. I can see them doing that here to give people an opportunity to come, and different days work better for different people, obviously, and getting more families in over the weekend could be a big thing for them. So we'll have to see what that means.
Another couple questions I have is, are they doing an event in Japan around the same time? And does this build some sort of, I say the dreaded word, synergy around having this big Nintendo event in multiple places around the world? The other thing I'll point out, and I don't want people to get too hyped or go too crazy with this, is like Nintendo often does a direct around this September timeframe.
I think so too.
So you could do a direct just before this event happens and have people see in person or get a closer look in person of what's announced there.
Right. They could announce a game and have a demo of that game at Nintendo Live. That's something that Nintendo loves to do. Their favorite thing is to really shorten the time period between a game getting announced to when somebody can play that game. So if they wanted to do that, this event would be perfect. I wonder if they will have, media days or press days or something like that. If that's the case, if there's a direct sort of tied alongside it, so that it becomes more of a vehicle for announcements. That was not really the case for Nintendo Live in Kyoto. That was, this event was really billed as this like families come and celebrate all things Nintendo. No major announcements were being made at the event. It's more for just like, the fan part of it. So we'll see if there's any differences in the US version of this.
Yeah, so when Nintendo said they weren't going to be going to E3 this year, before E3 got canceled, we had a pretty strong feeling that this is what they were going to be doing. So this is really a major, major moment for Nintendo in 2023, and hopefully we just gave you a better idea of what to expect when it actually happens.
Exactly. Hope you guys are excited about this. We can tell you from firsthand experience, when we went, it was a really, really fun event.
Very cool.
So excited that it's coming here. We definitely would want to go to this, so hopefully we'll go and make some really fun content for you guys there as well. All right, that's it. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, everybody.